Okay, so please excuse my disheveledness. This was kind of an impromptu thing. I don't even have my easel. I'm using a lamp. But, welcome to my painting video. Oh, I forgot palette. And I don't have that either. I have to use a paper plate. I'm back. Oh, admire my lovely apron. It's covered. So, this is what I'm painting today. You can kind of see it from the other angle, but I want to give a close-up shot of it. Okay, oh, and this is my painting setup. It's an LED lamp there. These are my colors. I don't know if this one is going to mix well, so there might not be any purple on mine, but I'm going to try to use this anyway. Then my water, my paintbrushes, my lovely palette, and my tiny canvas. And I like to paint with music, so that's why I'm going to be wearing headphones most of the time. But obviously when I'm talking to y'all, I will not be listening to music, because I don't want to get demonetized. Otherwise I just have to play in the background. Even though I'm not technically eligible for monetization at the moment, I don't want to get strikes in the future. Also, Nate Wants to Battle is amazing, and he's one of the first YouTubers I ever watched. Fun fact. And I often take my canvas down and hold it in my hand, so I apologize if I pull it out of the frame at any point. So, I blend messily on the canvas. So, and get my paintbrush, Unuro Numo. It's been a while since I've painted because I've been busy with college, and college takes a lot out of me. So, start with this brush. I think it's a 2-inch, I think it's a 1.5 inch brush, but it's the biggest one I have, and I really love these golden something brushes. I'm not a very precise painter, but I love painting, so I'm going to include some photos of paintings I've done. I used to paint ceiling tiles in my, I'm going to paint and talk if that's possible. Let's get some red going. And I'm going to use a lot of it even though it's a tiny canvas. So let's, yeah, it's very watery. I'm going to go ahead and put some orange on my canvas, or not my canvas, my palette, because that's how I roll. That's much thicker. I might need to buy a new ball of red. Anyway, so I, in high school, okay, you can sort of see that. Okay. In high school, I painted ceiling tiles for a local hospital for the cancer unit, so that people going through chemo had something pretty to look at while they're doing their chemo treatments. And that began because my art teacher, I'm not going to name names, of course. I'm not going to name names, but she had ovarian cancer. And so as she was going to the hospital, they struck a deal or whatever, and so the students started painting ceiling tiles to send to the hospital. So anyway, once I'd been in high school and become her student, it had already been going on for a while. So I was kind of on the tail end. She's retiring this year actually, and I'm so sad. But anyway, I was thankful I got to be her student, because the art room was kind of my safe space for having no academic requirements, because I was an AP student and I did a lot of like clubs and National Honor Societies and stuff. So art was my relief, and her art room was my safe haven. it kept me sane during senior year. I was in her room most of the day because like free periods and stuff where electives go. Yeah. Anyway, ceiling tiles. We totaled it up and I think I did 13 ceiling tiles, maybe 14. I wish I'd stop saying I'm sorry, I say it a lot. But yeah. And I'm actually currently doing a ceiling tile when I'm like off from college and I'm back home. I go to the school and hang out in her room and do ceiling tiles. The one I'm doing though is kind of, oh man, I just splattered paint on my desk. Hold on. I swear if I get any on my computer. This is why I wear an apron and why I like to paint with a lot of free space, which I don't have in this room. This dorm room's small, but it beats living in a traditional. This is suite style, and so we each have our own room and we share a living room and a kitchen and 2 bathrooms. Amazing. Anyway, I think I need yellow now, so pause to grab some yellow. I'm gonna take this moment and I'm gonna input some pictures of the ceiling tiles I've done. Okay, so this is the first tile I ever did. It took me 6 weeks. It's Gallifrey Starry Night. And did this one 2 years later. It was actually 2 separate tiles. Here's a fish I did. That took a while. Do you see the detail? And here's a schnauzer. I used to have a pet schnauzer. That's why I chose this ceiling tile. And then I have another fish. That one was really fun to do. I enjoyed the blending. And then a ladybug. It was really hard to get the acrylics to look watercolory like that. And Do What You Love. This was one of my senior tiles. I loved doing the blend on the background. And here's my other senior tile, which is Converse, because you know I wear them all the time. And this was the final ceiling tile I sent to the hospital. That took 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, so let me know what y'all think in the comments of these pictures. And if you have any pictures that you might want me to paint in the future, I might do sort of like how James Charles does his he recreates his subscribers' makeup. If y'all want me to recreate any of your artworks or anybody else's, I mean, I'm up for it. I just thought it wasn't going to work. Ew, that was a gross sound. Okay, yellow. Yeah, so gooey. Oops. I also can't sing, so I apologize if I do. I can't get demonetized for singing a song, right? Or like copyrighted, because it's technically my cover of it. I think I went up too far with the yellow. This is at a steep angle, so I'm going to go like this. Get my brush strokes to show up like it is in the painting. See what I mean by like messily doing it on the canvas? I mix colors, but only to get a specific color, and then I just blend on canvas. Canvas. So yeah. Also, my music taste is very varied, so just warning you. Okay, green. I'm gonna go ahead and get several of the colors just while I'm here. I'm almost out of this blue. Hold on, I have another one. Okay, so changing to this sort of this metallic blue. It should be okay. Just might add a little extra sparkle to the canvas. It's the same shade, it just has like this glittery kind of hue to it. Oh, I almost put my hair in the painting. So on to green. This green. Also a note, I gotta clean my brush. A note about all my paints is that most of them are old or they've just been sitting for 7 months. My mom used to do like little paintings and like outdoor paintings. She's where I inherited all my artistic talent, to be honest. She used to do pretty landscapes and follow Bob Ross. She was good with oil paints. And yeah, so I got most my box of paints from her, which was a lot of these little apple barrel things, and I just started adding to them. So a lot of them are kind of old, but I don't know which ones, so I can't just like cull all the old ones. I'm just waiting until they're kind of out of paint. Yeah, okay. The thing about acrylics is that they dry really quickly, so that's beneficial for like blending on canvas, but it can also be a pain when you're doing like an ombre like this, because by the time you're like, if you realize that one of your lines is too straight or needs to move, you have to go through the entire ombre again with wet paint. Oh no. It's taking the paint off. Okay. This is... okay, it's gonna be okay. It's fine. See what I mean about having to go through the entire thing? Because now I'm gonna have to go with orange and move this line. Maybe if I mix the yellow and the orange a little bit, I'll get the right color before going on to the canvas with it. Kind of mixing the yellow, or not the yellow, the orange and the red, because I need a color that's going to smooth this out a little bit. Like if you look at the picture, you can tell it's not that smooth, but if you really look, you can tell that it is blended. It's just, you can see the brush strokes, which I struggle with doing because I'm a perfectionist. I will freely admit that, and so it's kind of hard for me to leave brush strokes because I like things smooth. But that's the thing about art, is that you can always do it the way you want to. Even if you're trying to copy something exactly, there's always artistic freedom that you can give something. I'm going to clean my brush again so that I don't mess this up the second time. So let's do this right this time, leaving brush strokes as we go. So up like this, to the side. Honestly, I just decided to hold the canvas the whole time because I knew you wouldn't be able to see it if I set it up there the whole time or down here. And I like to hold my canvases, especially like the thin ones, unless I have an easel, which when I go home, I'm bringing my easel back so that I can use it, because this is a pain. Okay, now I'm going in with a darker green right through here, because you can look at the picture and see that's supposed to be darker. Brush strokes as my poor soul can handle. I'm gonna go in with the lighter green and blend it a little bit more. So you can see I have all the way down to here, done. I'm gonna wash my brush again and start with the blue. Who else likes Red Hot Chili Peppers? Okay. Because the girl likes the classics. I say "ya girl" a lot. I don't know why. There was a blob of paint and I kind of messed up the ombre, but it's okay because it's supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be messy. So, blue. Okay, so I see a problem I'm gonna have with the metallic paint is it's kind of thin. And so I'm probably gonna have to put a couple layers in order to get the consistency I want, because you can kind of see the white behind it except for where the green's behind it, and you can see the green through it, and I don't like that because it's a pain. You can't blend it because it's, you can see that you can see the green behind it, and I don't know how I'm gonna fix that except for maybe like adding some green a little bit further down so that it's another layer of the ombre. Okay, that seems to have fixed it. So I'm going to wash my brush and go a little bit further down with the blue. Like the light blue now to mix with the dark blue. Oh man, I had too much water on my brush. Okay. Another trick you can do if you're trying to ombre to keep the or just blend in general on the canvas with acrylics is you can take a wet brush before you even start painting and just wet the entire canvas, and it'll keep water-based acrylics wet for longer. But you don't want to add too much water because then it'll stay wet forever and it'll blend really thinly. So sort of like how my paint was with the metallic, it was kind of thin. It'll kind of do that to your colors if you add too much water. This purple is really thick, so I'm hoping it's gonna do right. And maybe, who knows, maybe my canvas will glow a little bit at night. Though I remember when I painted like a pumpkin with this, it didn't glow like I wanted to. It took way too much to charge and didn't hold a charge for long. So maybe like 2 out of 10 would buy for the beautiful pigments, but not for the glow. Because this is a beautiful purple, if you ask me. I guess I kind of already said that, so. Because nobody asked for my opinion, but here I am sharing it on the internet. Is that not like every video I've ever made though? Besides the gaming channel ones. Because like, that's me sharing advice and opinions that nobody asked for on the internet. But you know, maybe somebody will benefit, maybe somebody will like it. I like making videos, so that's why I continue. I act like I've been on here for years. I've been on here for a month. Alright, so I'm gonna add a little bit more purple to this corner, make it a little bit darker with the blue. I guess I could have made a purple with the red and the blue and not had to worry about the glow, but this worked out just fine because I like it. and it's messy like the original painting, and I have another painting that's a lot more neat than this. Oh, I don't think I have a picture of it though. Okay, so don't judge me, but on Supernatural, if you don't watch the show, but if you do, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's this angel and this guy, you know, Dean and Castiel, and the whole fandom ships them. But I mean, I don't really ship them. No, I don't. It's kind of I like them as best bros kind of thing. And anyway, there was this fan art I saw of rainbow background, a guy and an angel. It was popular on Pinterest like a year or so ago. Oh no, it's been longer than that. It's been like 2 or 3 years. So if you're new to the fandom, you might not have seen it. If you're not new to the fandom, you probably saw it. You probably saw the story that was under it that said that they painted it, and when their grandmother asked if it was a man, their guardian angel, they just kind of panicked and said yes. And so I'm kind of outing myself because I did the same thing. I copied their artwork onto my own canvas, and it's just in my room. And when my family members ask, I'm like, oh yeah, it's just a man with his guardian angel. Because I live in the South, and the South is not open, and you know from the memes and everything, and most of them are true. Yeah. So there's my secret for the whole internet to know forevermore, is that I drew gay fan art and passed it off as a man with his guardian angel, which is technically true. He is his guardian angel. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna let this dry and see you tomorrow night. Here's some bonus footage of the mess I have to clean up. Well, I guess the TV isn't technically bonus footage, but like my entire desk is covered with stuff. Oh, and even my pull-out desk is now covered with stuff. So, costume change. Yeah, it's the next day. I had to go to sleep last night, so didn't have time to finish the painting, but that's what I'm doing today, the puzzle pieces. So let's get started, shall we? Sorry, Corinne. So I'm just gonna start by sketching out the outline in pencil first, because it should dry on this. It's perfectly dry. Note, if you go to write on top of paint, light strokes. Okay, that looks decent. I might have to adjust it with paint as I go. Let's draw the other ones. And remember, if you are painting, it doesn't have to be perfect. It does not. Yeah. That's tough coming from me, I know, being as I'm the perfectionist. But I try to relax and not freak out over art, because art is my relaxer. It's something I feel I don't have to be perfect at, but I do like it to look good and not look stupid. So it's a give and take. Again, I'm listening to music, so Alright, so that's 3 of 4. Just gotta draw this one. I'm just gonna sketch this one lightly because it's over darker background, so it's gonna be hard to see anyway, like in pencil. I need to be careful not to paint on my lines in case I need to erase them though. Okay, so I doubt that you can see the pencil lines. I apologize, it's okay. I'm about to go over them anyway. So, for this I have black and white and red, because if you notice on the bottom one, it kind of has like red mixed into the outline, probably so it pops a little bit more. And yeah. These are two of my ones that are actually new. Like, when you paint, you use a lot of black and white. It's just a thing. But it's still kind of acting gross. But it's okay. It's probably because that one was stuck slightly open. Oh, I forgot to draw the heart in the big puzzle piece. Just a little heart. Okay. For this, I'm going to use a couple different brushes. For most of the big piece, I'll probably use these. They're smaller than the one I was using earlier, but they're still kind of wide. And then for the details, I'll probably switch between these two. I don't know what size they are. This says size 3, but I'm not really sure what that means. And yeah. Art. If you would like me to know what size my brushes are, leave me a comment down below and I will learn the lingo, okay? Let's get painting, shall we? Okay. I'm gonna start with the black one because I feel like it's gonna be the one that everything else hinges on. Like if this one's the right size and ratio. Be careful, do not drop paint on the rest of your canvas. That's terrifying. And rage-inducing. I have to go over this black with a second layer just to make sure it's not, it doesn't look gray in places. Another thing, these are jigsaw pieces, so they can literally be any shape. So don't feel bad if they're not perfect puzzle pieces, because it's a puzzle. You know, there's different shapes and sizes and pieces. Definitely gonna have to go over this twice. Yeah. And remember when like leaving an outline of something inside a color, you can always add more paint, but it's harder to go back over black. So be wary of that. Also, I have this bad habit of wiping my paintbrushes on my apron after I clean them. Hasn't bled through to my clothes yet. And I've been doing this for 4 years. Oh, sorry. I'm just going around the heart, straightening up the lines from the big brush. See that? Alright, so I'm gonna just kind of leave the black on my brush and put some white on it to outline the other puzzle pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and do that while I wait for the other to dry, because it's kind of it's a white gray mix, so like you kind of, yeah, it kind of helps with the blend, just like leaving the black underneath the white. Or not the blend, the not blend. The messiness of the picture. Back in the black, we can get it white. Okay, I'm just gonna let my screensaver play for a bit. I know, very 2007-esque of me, but I leave my computer on all night hooked up to my TV so that I can play music, and I don't want the screen to burn out or anything, so I use a screensaver from like 2007. So oh, it's a little too much black. So I'm gonna go back over that in white, because this is a painting and you can do whatever you want. I feel kind of like Bob Ross, even though I know I can never compare to him. But that's kind of how this feels. I don't know if yours compares to the... Mine's very flat, but I think I'm going to go back with pure white over this after it dries, help give it a 3D kind of pop. And oh, and I missed a spot, that's why it kind of looks off color slightly. Not off color, kind of looks weird. It's because I didn't include this spot. There we go. Gives it the 3D, not 3D. You know what I mean? It makes it look complete. Just, you gotta feel it in your bones. Okay, honestly, I'm really proud of this area, so I'm gonna try to go back and make more of it look like that. But I'm not exactly sure how I did it. It was just a kind of bit of an accident. So just gonna it looks, I'm not kidding, that looks terrible. I'm joking, by the way. No, I'm not. I'm not joking. I don't like how that looks right there. So I'm gonna try to fix it. Okay, just gonna leave that, let it dry, gonna go back to those two. Okay, and the black is kind of thickening up. There's still some spots that are thin, so I'm gonna go back over it still. I'm gonna go ahead and do that since it's dry. You guys wanna hear a joke? So, do you know why I wear space buttons? It's because I'm out of this world. I hope somebody finds that funny. I've been working on that all day. Okay, back to lines. That was still wet. Okay. Gonna start with this down here. It's the one with the kind of red that I didn't put on my plate. Oh no, oh no. Gonna put a little squirt of that. It shouldn't take too much. I'm just going to kind of put that on my brush and also put the gray kind of color from the earlier back on the brush. So I'm just gonna kind of let the brush do the work by just layering my colors. I fluffed up. Alright. It's okay. Everything's okay. So like I said earlier about not being able to see this on the blue, it's actually become a problem because I can't see my lines, and so it caused me to do this and make it thicker. But it's okay. It's okay because it's my painting. I can do what I want. I say that a lot, don't I? Okay, this is a bit messier than it is. Are you kidding me? Time out. So, back to art. So, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Does anybody ever know what they're doing? I mean, there's no tutorial that comes with live, so how do people know how to do stuff? Like, I don't know. Most of the time I feel like I'm playing a video game that I skipped the tutorial for, and so I'm just running around hitting buttons and hoping it works. Alright, so that's kind of the outlines. I think I need to add an extra layer to them to make them really stand out, but I know I'm not done with this because I gotta like go back with the white. So I'm just gonna go back with my thin brush and add some white marks around the edges of the puzzle piece to make it kind of look more 3D. I really need to change the screensaver settings on my computer. There was too much water on my brush. Kind of going with the shape of the puzzle piece to accentuate what's already there, you know. Just gonna add a teeny tiny bit of water to add to this. I hope you can see. I'm just kind of going back over the marks I made with a teeny tiny bit of water on the brush, so that anywhere on the canvas where it's like bumpy and it didn't mark well, it will fill in those bumps, basically. I learned from my art teacher is if your artwork looks bad to you and you're just like sitting right on top of it trying to figure out what's wrong with it, set it like up against something and step back, because more often than not you're not going to be right up on your artwork, and it gives you a bit of distance from it because you see things clearer from a distance. So we're like distancing yourself from a bad situation or bad feelings. Just kind of, oof. Just need a breather. Okay. Now I'm gonna go a product. It's Cheyenne Original. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Be sure to like up this video and subscribe if you like to see more of me, like to see more of my paintings. Leave some picture suggestions down below, or hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. I'm always open to suggestions and ideas. And I hope this video wasn't too long or too boring for any of y'all. So, I'll see you next time. Bye. I'm not wearing Converse this week, so here's some bonus footage of my workspace after the fact. Alright, and